and look at a few examples here. And I'm going to combine some ideas here. So let's think about this a little bit. Given the functions that f of x is minus 3x squared minus 6x plus 6. So there's our first function that we've got to deal with. Now, if we just quickly pause here, this is a function of degree 2 with a leading coefficient of negative 3, and the leading term is negative 3x squared, and its constant is just positive 6. All right, because it's degree 2, we're going to have either both up, both down. Because its leading coefficient, or its leading term, is negative 3, it's going to be both arms down, and it's going to cross our y-axis at positive 6. Our second one, 2x plus 7, that's a linear, that's just a graph of a straight line. They form, so what we need to do, so they're given those functions, I want you to form an expression for each of the following: state its degree, state its leading coefficient, and because when we state its degree, its leading coefficient, it's starting to give us a picture of what that graph will look like. So part A says f of x plus q of x. What's going on there? So, well, f of x plus q of x, the cool thing about functions, I can add a function with a function. Much the same way when we were solving simultaneous equations, we could add two equations together and explore this new equation that would tell us something about the two individual ones. We do the same here. So I need f of x, which was minus 3x squared minus 6x plus 6, and I'm going to add that with 2x plus 7. So having a look through there, I'm just going to collect like terms. Nothing goes with negative 3x squared. Minus 6x plus 2x gives me minus 4x, and plus 6 and plus 7 give me positive 13. So that is adding those two functions together. Job done there. Part I and part double I. So with part I, the degree, it's a degree 2 polynomial, and we know that's also known as a quadratic. And its leading coefficient, so the leading coefficient is negative 3. So what we already know about this, what am I looking for? What word am I looking for? This function, this combined function, it's going to be both arms down because it's a quadratic, even power, both arms down. And the reason it's both arms down is we have that leading coefficient of negative 3. It's a negative parabola shape. B, we're doing something very similar, but instead of adding, this time we're subtracting. So that and that disappear. This now becomes a subtraction, and again collecting like terms. 3x squared minus 6 minus 2 gives me minus 8x, plus 6 minus 7 gives me minus 1. And the same thing again there. Actually, not much has changed here. It's still a degree 2, and it is still, its leading coefficient is still negative 3. If we swap them around, we would have, if we did q of x take away f of x, we would have got something slightly different there. So just be careful about when we're adding and subtracting what we're doing. Just for fun, I might do that. What happens if we swap that around? So copy, paste, just for fun, what I'm going to do is literally swap this around. And if I'm swapping this around, or this gets swapped around, and when we swap this around, again, this negative multiplies everything in here, so everything in there is going to change its sign. Again, starting off polynomials, we want to go from the highest degree. We're now going to get a positive 3x squared, 2x plus 6x, we're going to get a plus 8x, and we're going to get a 7 minus, that's going to become, a positive 1. 7 minus 6. So that's what we're going to end up getting there. And again, it's still a degree 2, but this time, instead of facing down, it's going to face up. I hope that was okay. Here, what we're going to do, this time we're going to multiply these two together. So if I, undo that. It's not what I want. I want this. So what we're looking at this time is multiplying these things together. Multiplying these things together, I'm just going to take it one term at a time. I'm just going to work backwards because I can, because multiplication can be done by any order. So working backwards this way, 2x times negative 3x squared gives me negative 6x cubed minus 6x squared plus, no, not minus 6x squared. That's 12x squared plus 12x. Now I've got to do the same thing with the 7, multiply the 7 that way as well. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21x squared minus 42x. 7 sixes are 42. Now go through and collect like terms. Negative 6x cubed, that stays the same. Minus 12x squared minus 21x squared becomes negative 33x squared. 12x minus 42x becomes minus 30x. And that plus 42 remains on its own. So this time now it's a degree 3 polynomial because its highest power is 6 and its leading coefficient is negative 6. So we're going to get that back to front Travolta. So it's going to be something, if we would look at it, it's going to start in this quadrant, it's going to end in that quadrant, and it's going to come down, it's going to go up, and it's going to come down. And I know that that value there is going to be 42 because my constant term is 42. So I know it's going to cross my y-axis at 42. So just looking at that, that's a really rough and bad diagram, but it's going to end up looking something, starting up, got to go below the x-axis, come back up through the x-axis, pass through 42, and drop back down below. I think I've got one more. Oh, here's a fun one. Paste. What we're looking at here is very interesting. Right? What this is saying here is substitute q of x into our function f of x. So let's have a go at that. F of q of x is equal to minus 3 lots of 2x plus 7 squared. See how q of x has gone in from that x. Minus 6 lots of, there's x again, so I've got to substitute q of x in, 2x plus 7 plus 6, which equals minus 3 outside of 2x plus 7 all squared is going to be 4x squared. 2 times 7 is 14, so that's plus 28x, and 7 sevens are 49, minus 12x minus 42 plus 6. Multiplying everything by negative 3, oh, fun. It gives us negative 12x squared. 28 times 3 is 84 minus 84x. Minus 3 times 49 is 150, take away 3, minus 147, minus 12x. Minus 42 plus 6 is minus 36. Keep going, keep tidying up. Minus 12x x squared. That doesn't change. Minus 84 minus 12 gives us minus 96x. 147 minus 147 minus 36. Take 30. That's 177. 183 minus 183. Fun. But now that we've got that, the same parts change. What's its degree? We're looking at it. It's a degree 2. So it's still a quadratic. Out the front, we have its leading coefficient is negative 12. So it's both arms down. Bow down and worship. Both arms down. And it's going to cross our y-axis at a negative 183. Right, and we said its leading coefficient is negative 12. And because it's 12, it's a very skinny, very compressed parabola there. Cool. All right, guys, hopefully that's enough to get that polynomial worksheet started, done. Have a work over the next couple nights, 2-3 nights max, getting those polynomials, getting those highlighted questions done in those worksheets. If you have any questions, flick me an email and we'll go from there. Well done, guys. Catch you later.